What's going on, world? Jack of all spades, CLT, back like a hot top fade. Shout out to boy Marlo, man, the man behind the camera, newlywed.
Newly.
Yes, congrats, my boy Jay Marlo and the wifey. But I am the beloved one, DJ Spellman. To my left, we have the Pride of Africa, Ken Wabibi.
It is me, Wabibi, Pride of Africa. Shout out to Gabon. Gabon
in it. Mm-hmm. To my right, Banks on the beat.
Yes, sir. Banks on the beat. Blue Water Banks, Lloyd Whitfield, all that. Fat Boy Tires, Auto Repair.
3700.
Wilkinson Boulevard, the Oop.
Yes, sir. And today, we have a special guest.
Hey.
Now, some may know her as the Media Maven of CLT. Mm-hmm. She is a Brooklyn native.
Hey.
Big up Blake Avenue.
Shout out. How you know that?
Big up the research team, Joe Goldberg.
in it.
How you know it's Blake Ave?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But hold on now. She got culture in it.
Yeah.
Ella tiene la sangre de Costa Rica.
Okay,
Colombia.
Stand up. Colombia, stand up.
Jamaica.
Okay, Jamaica. St. Catherine Parish, what it is,
Let's go. We present to the world Miss What's Up Beautiful People, Ohavia Phillips.
Hey y'all, man, this is amazing. I'm still high-key still trying to act like I'm not nervous that you knew it was Blake Avenue. Because I live so many places in Brooklyn. Canarsie, RIP Pop Smoke, Crown Heights. Shout out to Tivoli Towers across the street from Ebbsville, Mega Evers, you know what I'm saying? All that.
Yeah.
So this is amazing.
You know the research team.
Oh, that's great. Research team, you know what I'm saying? They hiring?
We always hire. We can talk here about that.
Bro, look by it. I'm about to join the research team because that's solid. You feel me?
Now, we like to start off all our podcasts by giving our guests their flowers. Now, for you, two-time UNCC graduate.
Yes.
Okay, working on her PhD in crisis communication.
Yes.
Host of her own show.
Big
the
up.
O Show.
Big up.
Thank
her
you.
own show.
Yeah.
Emphasis.
Yeah, say that 2 times.
Yes, own show.
Yeah. Wow.
Community servant, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, podcaster, poet.
Damn.
Y'all making me
I'm like, rolling. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Is my cheeks falling off?
Yeah, hold up. We got some more on here. Black alumni ball influencer.
Damn.
Wow.
Former Miss 1906.
Okay, there's only one way.
We digging here.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Feature on Superwoman is Black.
Oh, y'all. Wow.
You done did the work. Articles in Voyage ATL.
Wow.
Shout out Atlanta, QC Metro, and Andy J. Weber.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Andy. That's the bro.
Talk to us about this journey. That's a lot of flowers.
Yeah,
lay those out on the tape, on the carpet before you walk in. Like, that's a lot.
Honestly, love, I think, when your head is down and you're just working. And so that's really what I was doing. I had a dream. Well, have a dream. I have a dream and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put my head down and work and just stay committed to the work, keep my acrylics in the dirt, and then we just going to see what happens. So like hearing it back, it's like, oh, wow. Oh, because you just be working. But thank you so much for that. And honestly, can we add this to the flowers too? Because, I've been trying to be in here with y'all. It's amazing. Been following y'all for a minute. And now it's like, it's happening. It's like, they're real. We're here.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
People know. Hold on. Jack of all spades nation, you've heard it from the Media Haven of Charlotte.
No, seriously, because here's the thing. Here's what I love about this city is, our creative hub is very small. But what I can appreciate is running into people whose content you appreciate and who create from an authentic place. And for me, that y'all are definitely one of those for me. And so being here is like surreal, but it's also cool. And it's like, it was going to happen, but like making it happen.
Straight up. It was going to happen.
So I'm just thank y'all so much.
That's the first time we got the flowers.
I don't play about that. Yeah, I don't play about giving flowers. Y'all feel me? So thank you. Thank you.
Well, now tenacity is defined by quality or the fact of being very determined. You recently had a post and you said in 2014 you was a server at Red Lobster. Now, through your tenacity, you are here, a mogul in the making. Can you talk to our listeners about that journey?
Yeah, absolutely. So shout out to the Red Lobster on Independence. Shout out. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Cheddar Bay Biscuit. No, but so that was my very first job. I remember I was like 17, 18. And I remember thinking like, well, first of all, I needed money. But I was like, I want to know about people customer service, because it was like, I loved people, and I feel like being a server kind of puts that in perspective, you know, because when they don't like their food, how you gonna handle that? Don't take it personal, and then it affects your tip, and then don't take it personal. So I feel like, you know, honestly, y'all, Red Lobster built me. You know, it wasn't working in news that built me. It wasn't even all these accolades, as much of a blessing as it is. I feel like it's when you really have your head down and you grinding and your hands is in everything and it's dirty and it's grimy. And that's when you learn some of the best lessons. So for me, that was Red Lobster. Like, man, it was crazy. It was crazy. Wearing that apron. Wow.
All right, so we can all agree you was on your Meek Mill. You know, you used to pray for times like this.
I used to pray for times like this.
Now, we know that your mom is a big inspiration to you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she taught you about resilience.
Yeah.
But what things did you learn from Marie Antoinette, a.k.a. Free,
Wow.
Oprah, and Soledad O'Brien? You know, who were some of the local news people that inspired you?
Absolutely. So honestly, you gave like my top 3 starters. Like Free, I still study Free. The old vintage episodes for 106 in Park. Still watch how she transitioned and how she carried herself, even when some interviews was awkward. Oprah, I mean, y'all already know Oprah Winfrey, how she pioneered so much, coming from so little. And Soledad O'Brien, you know, with her being Afro-Latina herself, and also how she pivoted in her marriage and also in media. I mean, you name my top 3 starters. And so for me, it's like seeing their story, studying them has become almost my craft. And it's crazy because like they were just doing them. And like studying them has become that for me. But locally for me, man, we'll be here for a minute. Erica Bryant, Christina Watkins, who is now at WDSU in New Orleans. When we talk like local news, I have a lot of women, particularly Black women, that I look up to, because being in news already is not an us game, a Black and brown game. But when we have women in the game that, you know what I'm saying, they step in them stilettos and they get that story. Those are my favorites. So we'll be here a minute, but I'm very grateful for, shout out to all of the local news women, you know, because that in itself is not a game to be played with. So yeah, man. But those are my favorite people. How did you know that?
Once again,
Mine is Oprah.
Big up the research
How
team.
you know it was Free and Soledad?
Big up the research team. That's all we can
Man,
say.
y'all hiring, bro. I'm about to be on a research team.
Now, you are the epitome of being your authentic self. And I quote, "You're going to get this bachata, you're going to get this Millie Rock."
You going to get this bachata, you going to get this Millie Rock.
You got to give it up. How has your personality opened doors for you?
Man, so what I love is there's no other Ohavia. And, you know, I had to learn the value of self. And it came from accepting everything that came with me. So that's why I'm not ashamed to tell stories of how I slept in a shelter, how I got it out the mud, all these things that basically culminate to where we are now and still reaching higher heights. So I think for me, it's just more so understanding, like, if I'm not approaching it authentically, you ain't gonna see me there. I'm gonna stay home because like I need to be able to be this person. And what I'm grateful for is how Open Doors is people love that. They feel that. They're like, man, she always hugging. Of course, well, okay, I will say this. Pre-La Rona, I was hugging people much more. Now you get a smooth dapping and I'll be like, do you want? And you gotta like do that. But I'm so grateful at Open Doors because people love what's real and people love when they can feel the passion. They love when you're honest about your story and you don't hide. And so I told God, I said, Lord, if you ever bless me to do this media thing and really make it happen, I'm not gonna hold back. Like I'm gonna tell it all because what is there to hide? Like, I'm not ashamed of nothing. Like you gonna know, like there was a point where I couldn't afford ramen and now we in red bottoms. That's real. That's a testimony. And so like I just give God thanks. And everywhere I go, I just try to love on people because I love people.
Leading with love.
I do. Yep.
Ramen the Red Bottoms, the mixtape.
We got it.
We was looking for it. We got it.
Actually,
message.
wait. Yeah, wait. Okay. No. I might be a little
Producer
shum.
extraordinaire,
You know,
told you.
no, you wasn't lying when you said it. And he was acting all humble whole time. He like, now wait now.
I big up.
Yeah.
Always I big up.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You always emphasize we or with when you're talking about partner. I mean, not partnerships, but familyships.
Yes.
So now, what inspired you to become the collaboration queen?
I love people. Oh my goodness. Like even this right now is making my heart skip a beat. I feel like we do better together for real and not in a cliche way of like, you know, we do better together. No, like for real. Like there's something that y'all have that I don't have. I could learn something from y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I approach every family ship is I like how y'all do this. Let me just take notes, sit under you. Let me just see you in your element. The worst thing that you can do as a creative working in media, anything, is assuming you know it all and you got it all. That's when you cutting your thriving short. And so I always walk up to anything in familyship. I'm a student to the game. I'm a student to wherever I sit. I'm a student to the spotlight. And when I say the spotlight, it's not like edifying Ohavia and it's like, oh yes, this is it. No, I'm a student to wherever the spotlight goes. I love learning from people. And whoever that person is at the time, I'm like, man, I like how you do that. So what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to join this research team. Easy. Easy. So yeah, no. So and I love the word that you coined, familyship, because that's really what it is to me. I don't use the word followers. I don't use the word, like, I use words like community and family and, what's up, familia? I put that in there a lot because people don't got to support you. And so whenever they do, humble yourself. Keep yourself humble. Like, thank you for that. That's paying attention that they can't get back. So it's a beautiful thing.
Them gems dropping, yo. Guys. Hopefully the listeners can catch some of them gems.
Sorry. I just be, what I'm saying? I just, yeah. I told you, we talked about this. It's like when you learn something, I like to share because what is it to hold back? Give yourself authentically. Nothing can be stolen when you give it.
Exactly.
Hey, message. Exactly. Don't let that go over your head.
Don't let
that. Now, your end goal is to create a media hub in Charlotte and back home in Brooklyn for Black and brown youth so they can have a pipeline into the media industry.
Yes.
Talk about the importance of that to you.
Man, I remember growing up, and first of all, I was like, where's the Afro-Latin women on TV? Prime TV. Okay, let me turn to local news. And that's from being back in Brooklyn, and then especially moving to the South. Contrast, right? Landslide. I wasn't seeing none of that. And so the reason why that's so important to me is because I want to give Black and brown youth a hand up. Like, listen, here's the keys. Here's how you could be successful. You're not too young. Oh, you want your own talk show? Let me show you how I did it. Let me shave off mad years of your life making mistakes that, the mistakes that I made. Let me give you this game, and don't save it. Take it to someone else, because here's what you're doing is you're building dynasty. You're building legacy. You're allowing everybody to eat, and you're also building tables, and then you're giving people seats, and then you're giving them forks and knives. So it's like we never starving because we're always sharing information. And so for me, having that journalism school, that's where all my energy is going, because that's what matters to me is the next generation understanding their voice has value, especially Black and brown children, understanding their voice has value and the ideas that they have are beautiful. I mean, look, y'all, let's be real, is the thoughts and ideas of our people for years have either been stolen, or have never come to fruition. There was an acceptance speech, and I can't think of the actress name. She said, you drive by a graveyard, those are thousands of dreams that are dead. And then let's really get deeper, and we think of our people in those graveyards who never let those dreams or allow that space for things to happen. And I don't want to live my life, and I definitely don't want to be buried with so much stuff. So as much as I can while I'm living, y'all take this, youth, take this, young people, take this, and then take it back to your neighborhoods and your communities and the block, and take it back, because it's for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can sit, everybody can have an opportunity to thrive, and everybody should have an opportunity to create. So that's why that matters to me, for real.
I got a follow-up question for that. So is there a timeline on that? Because that's definitely needed. Yeah. So how close are we to achieving that?
Absolutely. Oh, first of all, this year. Okay. And what's crazy is I thought that I would be in my 50s. Not that that's old, but you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be 50, 60. No, what's crazy is the pandemic actually showed me the possibility that this can be real with Zoom and talking to students virtually. And also there's been doors opened in 2020 that I'm walking in 2021 with partnerships with some schools and with some youth programs. And so literally I've been doing it. And then it hit me. I was like, wait, I could do this. So now we just zoom in and just giving the kids all that I got, which is very often.
Yeah, that's dope.
Well, we definitely have to talk off air because I work in CMS. So
what's
but I digress.
I just got excited.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me know. I'm already on the research team.
All right. So we've been bigging you up all episode, of course, giving you flowers and all that. But another big up to you for interviewing Dr. Thomas. And for those who do not know, we talking about E.T. the hip hop preacher. So he talked about taking care of yourself and then taking care of your cause. Yeah. So our question to you is, how do you take care of Ohavia? Yeah.
Taking care of Ohavia is stepping back. Taking care of Ohavia is that 2-week hiatus I did the last 2 weeks in December, no creating, which is hard for me. Like I blink and I'm like, oh, that's an idea. And so like I took the 2 weeks to get my mind right because for all the creatives listening and just creative people in general, those who are often in ideation and putting things together, like our brains don't stop. And so for me, I really have to, the value in Ohavia is within. So sometimes I try not to get caught up in the rah-rah, the hype around social media. And I have to remember the assignment a lot, right? So it's like, okay, no, this is a blessing to have a platform and to be able to do all these awesome things and meet all these awesome people. But remember, take care of self and your mind. Also get in the habit of not putting things out just because you can. Some things got to be protected. And so what Dr. Thomas blessed me with was basically telling me to my face, like, hey, yo, I see you creating all of this, but take care of yourself, shouty. And I said, you know what, Dr. Thomas, you're right. So for me, it's knowing when to step away, but also knowing when to like rev up. You got to find your balance, especially when you create. It's important.
Another follow-up, man, because that ET for a lot of listeners, I'm sure, have gotten them through some times.
What?
How did that opportunity present itself? Like,
pandemic. La Rona. So here's what happened. I shot my shot. I emailed his team and then I DM'd the team. And I was like, ain't no way this man going, nah. But one thing about me is I got crazy faith. I'm going to just keep trying until, I do it with Michelle Obama. I do it with Oprah. Every day I write them like, what's up? Happy Monday, happy Tuesday. I'm like, hey, yeah. So I think with ET and the team, I just put it out there. I was like, okay, and let's see what happens. Y'all, I won't say somebody wrote me back and I lost it.
I bet.
Y'all don't know crying. These mink lash, gone, lost it. I said, oh God, thank you, Lord, you keep your promise. And my mom was like, what's going on? I was like, I cannot believe this. And when I told her it was Dr. Eric Thomas, she said, the guy you would listen to when we were in the shelter? Like, that's how deep this is. Like, his voice kept me, I could do this. There's more after the shelter. There's more after dark times. And so to be able to see it come full circle was wild. So he said yes. The team said yes. We had to do everything really, really fast because Dr. Thomas. He's booked and busy. But the fact that he even said yes to 15 minutes.
Right.
I said, sir, I got one question. How about that? Forget the list of questions. I got one. And he was like, really? One. And he hopped on Zoom. And I just cried like a baby before and then after and then watching it. And when I still watch it, it feels surreal. Because it's like, that's Dr. Thomas. Yeah. That's ET.
Big up. Big up.
What we talking about?
I also have a follow-up question. You were talking about as far as being a content creator and as a creator overall, taking a break from what you're doing now. That's something I also at some point struggled with and other creators that I know struggle with. Yeah. So can you tell me what that transition might have been like or what struggles you might have had to keep yourself disciplined and all that? I love this question. It was hard. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. It was very hard because again, content is king, creation is king. And for what we do, it's like, you can't take a break, like foot on the gas. But literally, I was like, my mental, right? And what I didn't want was we come into the new year and then I'm all tired. Or, first week in the new year, January 4th, because I like to start on fresh. So January 4th, first Monday in the new year, I just had nothing to give y'all. So I said, I have to do it. But it was very hard. I mean, I kept looking at the app. Ultimately, I had to delete it off my phone. Like, that's how heavy it was. Like, I was like, stop. So I had to delete the app off my phone. I told all the homies, I was like, I just want to sit here with y'all. Like, I just want to rest. Don't talk to me about no media. Don't talk to me about what 2021 gonna bring. I just need to mind my mental. So, no, that's very true. And it's very real. And honestly, I'm still navigating through that because, again, when your whole life is creating content, how do you stop yourself? How do you ebb and flow? How do you fast from it? I'm still navigating, still learning. But I had to delete the whole live app because I was still peaking. Still. Y'all pray for me. Ain't nothing wrong. I just can't do it right.
Prayer circle.
Right.
Prayer circle in it.
Seriously.
So before the meeting with Eric, were you taking any breaks before? Or you just straight on just going and going and going and going?
No, listen. The pandemic hit, what was that, springtime, right, y'all?
Yeah,
March.
13th, yeah,
it was all gas, no breaks. There was no break. And I told myself, I'm not taking no break until December. And so I was like, I'm going to do as much as I can and reach as far as I can with what we could. Because again, we was all quarantined. Correct. Still, now it's a little bit better. But back then, y'all remember it was lockdown central, right? So literally, I was like, if I could just do as much as I can. So to answer your question, I was just reaching out to everybody. Like, I was like, whose administrative assistant do I think I am? My own. And I was just like, who's not busy? Who's not? And then so it was like praying and then emailing people. And it was coming up with content for the week and then emailing people. I feel like The email game is strong now. 2021.
100%.
Listen,
100%.
it hits a whole lot different because now, like, I craft better emails. I know how to approach people differently. That situation with Dr. Eric Thomas definitely taught me how to approach people of that platform, of that stature, celebrities on that level. Like, you got to have that pitch right. And they don't want to read no long email. And they want to know, how do I tie into this aside from the fact you want my name on it? And so it was the best thing that happened to me because it taught me not only professionalism, but how to really land a lot of those interviews. It was the best thing. I was a student to the game, and that's all I did. Yep.
Message.
Yeah.
Message.
Student to the game, yeah.
So you've been dropping gems all throughout this podcast episode. Now, you was a part of the CLT Podcast Fest.
Yes.
Yes. And for those who missed it, what are some of the gems you want to get to those who want to get into the podcast game?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And because I love y'ah, guess what? I wrote it down.
Okay,
nice. You know what I'm saying? Phone on 100%. So shout out to WFAE, Perrine. Shout out to Jay Deutsch. Shout out to all those people who allowed me to be a part of that. I was one of the many, and it was so cool to see, like, there's so many podcasters here in the city. I love this city. And so, like, to see, like, I have other podcast family, that was lit. But notes that I had, it was like 5 things. So the first thing is create it. The second thing is own it. The third is be authentic with it. The fourth is research and build your community. And the fifth is don't stop. So when you create it, definitely do it unapologetically. But the second thing is what I really want to lean on is owning it. You know, establish that LLC, establish that trademark, stack your paper, and really make sure that you cover your creative content. Because what I noticed in the pandemic, and honestly it happened to me, is there were a lot of leeches. So like there was people who it's not that they weren't creating, but for whatever the reason was, they had taken a break. And so the pandemic brought about a lot of people creating new content. And so one day I was on social media and I saw somebody else had the O Show, and I said, hold on, wait. Cease and desist,
Some
right?
baby O's out here.
Yeah, facts. So, but what was crazy was their name didn't even start with O. That's what was blowing my mind. I was like, I could see if it, Oscar. Or, anything. Yeah. But it wasn't that. Like, they was just, like, out here, like, I honestly don't know what they was trying to do. So I wrote them and I was like, hey, respectfully, listen, we all in this thing. We all trying to create legacy. Have some respect. You know what I'm saying? At which they apologized and was like, well, I ain't see you. How? Because if you got an LLC or a trademark it,
it shows up.
Yeah,
period.
Exactly.
So that's why I honestly, out of everything I said, create and own it, being authentic, research and building, and don't stop. Please own your stuff, man. Like that, it helps you sleep better at night. And if you create more stuff, it can be covered under that stuff. So legalities.
That's for real. I'm gonna have to watch that back myself because I like a lot of that. So I
Thank
need that.
you. Yeah.
Okay. Now I know we talked about from ramen to red bottoms, right?
Right. What's crazy is that happened by accident,
That
y'all.
might be the book name.
Y'all, that literally happened by accident.
Trademark that.
And y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Don't play around. It was here. Matter of fact, what's today's date? Y'all already know what time it is. Right. Y'all know what time it is.
So, now I ain't gonna ask you to kick a freestyle, but
that always happens.
I peeped before too, so don't think I ain't see that on the radar. I peeped. You was getting off.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was reading y'all email, I was like, "How they gonna ask me to freestyle?"
You do it to everybody else, but nah.
I mean, yeah.
But I am gonna ask if you got a spoken word piece on you.
Okay, so for the beautiful listeners listening, I wrote something just for y'all.
Exclusive.
It was literally at 6 a.m. Oh, yeah, I texted you, right, love? Yeah, I texted you.
You texted me.
That was the same time. Okay, so I had just finished writing. Mm-hmm. I guess I'll do it. I don't know why I'm acting shy.
You got it.
Y'all, I really
Humble
am
brag.
Yeah.
You said what?
Humble brag.
No, I'm really scared. All right, so let me see. What was the cadence on this? What was the inflection? Okay, y'all ready?
Ready.
I'm actually nervous. Okay, so here's how it goes. I used to sleep in a shelter, but I'm building them now. Went from statistic to mathematician. Go ahead and ask me how. If you call O, I'm on go. Communities make me smile. But if there's injustice, I'm pressing you. I'll go wow, wow. I'm from my grandparents that grinded. They taught me the tricks of the trade. Who birthed my parents and ignited change, and they did it afraid. I'm on the shoulders of the greats that led creative crusades. I'm the offspring to optimism. Yeah, they pray, but I'm praying. I'm not going to proclaim that it was easy because that would be false. I work hard for everything. I never got it by force. Unless we talking resumes, then respect my conglomerate. But from a shelter shelter to security. Now pursuing my doctorate, keep the word close on me. So you know I'm not lonely. Chasing money, no honey, money chases me, homie. I remember skipping school. Feds thought I was a truant. Now I'm booked with mad schools and I'm speaking to students. We're on the jack of all spades. I'm the Jane of all trades. I put the 4 in 4X because I see it before it's made. That's money. It's wealth of life, creature of all abundance. I love my jack of all spades family. Yeah, we run it, not running. That's it.
Ooh. Amen.
Jack of all spades.
I'm ripping the acapella and putting a beat behind it.
Yo.
Exactly.
I told you, I wrote that just for y'all.
We appreciate it.
Offspring to optimism. Ooh.
Offspring to optimism.
They praying, but I'm prayed.
Ooh.
Ramen to Red Bottoms coming soon.
You know what? Y'all keep speaking it. Y'all keep speaking it. And
Executive produced by Banks on the beat.
Listen, what's that? Hey, look. What's that?
Mixtape and the book.
On that.
You know.
Mixtape and the book.
I received. Hey, listen. I received that.
It's a bundle.
Y'all,
It's a
your
bundle.
research team is very solid. Very solid.
Come on, Joe Goldberg, where you at, boy?
Listen, Lord, do it. Do it.
All right, so man,
Thank you.
I think with this episode, there's going to be a lot of favorite segments
Correct.
of Jack of All Spades Nation, but
Yeah.
this is the one they typically love the most. We call it Top 5 Dead or Alive.
Okay.
Shout out Jada Kiss.
Hey.
So, Miss Ohavia.
Sorry, I had to do
Yeah. We know you about your Afro beats. We know you about merengue, salsa, bachata. We know it. So who are your top 5 international artists?
Okay, I wrote that down too, bro. You ready? All right, so Oro Solido. So he made a song called La Morena. It's about, basically dark-skinned Spanish women. I love anything Oro Solido. A Star.
Oh yeah.
Y'all, okay, I started to say. Mini Coupe, yep, A Star. Then we got Coffee Toast.
Come on. Jay,
Okay,
come on.
the iconic Buju Banton. I mean, come on.
Respect,
How could you not have
Respect
him?
culture.
What? Burna Boy. Y'all know Burna Boy.
Of course, Burna Boy.
Burna Boy
yes,
thing.
of course.
Yes.
Yeah,
And honestly, I threw that. Yeah. I almost harmonized, but I caught it late. I'm so sorry. I failed you.
We'll get it right in post-production. Don't worry.
I'm gonna add my vocals. And the last one, honestly, out of the UK, Miss Banks, Bad Beat Bop, Bad Bop, all that. Shout out to Miss Banks. But yeah, I listened to, what's crazy? Y'all question actually made me look at my playlist. It's international.
Very diverse.
And then trap. And then we got little Kirk Franklin.
Authentically you though.
Yeah, facts. It's very. I was like, okay, sweet. And what's crazy is we'll be here all day if we add it. But yeah, those are mine.
Yeah,
for sure.
Solid.
Yeah. I hope I made y'all proud.
So you heard that, people.
Yes.
Ohavia Phillips, top 5 international artists. Lord, man, I don't even want this thing to end, to be honest with y'all.
Hold on, wait. I got a question for you.
Go ahead,
close
man.
it out.
Go ahead.
Back to this pipeline, this media school pipeline.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just thinking. So you have this media school. Now, is this trying to get students into to the main, your CNN to the world, your MSNBC in the world, C-SPAN, to kind of get students into those kind of media outlets?
I love this question. So yes, and all the things. So because I have experience in local news, also being interviewed by NY1 straight out of college, I have that experience. So yes, look, in the curriculum, there you go. If you want to go that route, listen, it wasn't for me, but that doesn't mean it won't be for y'all. Correct. Here you go. But what I would really, really harp on is ownership. So whatever that show is, that idea that you have, that book that you want to write, yes, we're going to teach you how to go to CNN, MSNBC, all the things, because that's beautiful. Hear me. But also say you reach a point where you're like, all right, I can't keep chasing stuff like this. This is wearing me down. Here's something that you can lean on that's 100% yours. It's owned by you, created by you, it's covered. So I just want to show Black and brown youth the possibilities, right? Growing up for me, it was always CNN. And then when I got older, I was like, whoa, there's more than CNN. That's crazy. What Free did wasn't CNN. That was 106. What's 106 called? Yeah. BET. What's BET? So, when you start thinking for real, there is more. That's when, you just want to give people an opportunity and space to reach higher. And so that's all I want to do with the J School is give youth the opportunity to see different.
This is both on TV and on the internet as well?
Oh, for sure. So definitely, because y'all know it's no surprise, especially where we move in all digital, baby.
Correct.
So I feel like even though I say TV, again, that option can be for them. But for me, it more so be digital, leaning in on the YouTubes, leaning in on the Patreons, leaning in on the Clubhouse. Clubhouse is in beta now, but look, let's talk at the end of this year, teaching youth to see the possibility and being well-versed in all things multimedia, digitally, and tapping in authentically to who they are. knowing how to engage conversation, how to be heard properly, but also like how to just talk your talk. You know what I'm saying? So everybody deserves to be heard. Voice is value.
Yes.
Voice is value.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Miss Phillips, shout out all the socials so Jack of All Spades Nation can find you.
Yes, friends. So I'm at Ohavia Phillips everywhere, and I am the person like. I follow people back and I write people. I'm one of those. I'm such, I just love people. So, you might get a heart from me, a little smile. You might get like an asterisk Millie Rock. Like I'm that person. So at Ohavia Phillips on everything. OhaviaPhillips.com. On YouTube, it's The O Show. So / The O Show. And and if you see me in the street, air hug me. I'm a hugger. I love people. I love seeing people smile and seeing people win. So I look forward to all the wins.
Well, look, this is a challenge to Jack of All Spades Nation. You go follow that beautiful woman over there. Because the content is crazy. Like, once again, we found out about her through other avenues. So she's putting it out there. It's powerful. It's impactful. Yeah. It's definitely worth a follow.
Yes. Thank y'all. Y'all gonna make me cry.
And side note, if you haven't watched the O Show on YouTube, I thought I was watching Oprah. No lie.
Wait, don't
I'm not even playing.
Look at me. No, don't you do
the
that.
way you came up, you had to be, matter of fact, big up DJ Kato, man, Afro Pop
Ooh,
Nation.
Shout out to my brethren out there, DJ Kato.
The fans rocking. You come up.
You do very good production. You do very good. I always look at I like your work.
Thank you so much. That means so much, y'all.
I'll say Oprah, but more modern.
Oh, 100%.
Very, very much so today.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, y'all.
we keep it real over here, man.
Wow, thanks, y'all. Wow, all right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, Jack of All Spades Nation, y'all heard the great words of Ohavia Phillips.
Yeah.
It's time, though. We must close this thing out. As always, I am the beloved one.
It's Pride of Africa. Shout out Gabon one more time. Shout out Gabon.
Yep. Banks, Blue Water, Fat Boy Tires.
Never forget Marlo behind the scenes on the camera and on the post-production, newlywed.
Yes, sir.
Also, another shout out, man. Tyler at Cabo Fish Taco, looking out on the drinks.
Tyler.
I ain't gonna never forget that, my boy.
Tyler.
Yeah.
We gotta go see Tyler.
I gotta go see Tyler. You gotta meet Tyler.
Y'all went.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tyler one time.
Then we will not forget our special guest, Ohavia Phillips.
Thank you so much, y'all. Thank y'all.
All right, so y'all know how we close this thing out, man. Rest in peace, Malik Taylor, a.k.a. Fife Dog. One time for a Tribe Called Quest. Tell your mother, tell your father, send a telegram. And we out.